What's that thing?
That?
What is it? What's it do?
I know you normally do radio, but that's a camera.
Oh, I look taller. I need to get one of those.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I'll get one.
I don't need to know what that's for though.
No, but we look the same height.
We do. I'm on my knees right now.
Nice to see you, Davey.
Cheers, Chris.
Good man. Cheers, bud.
The background noise you can hear is the BMW on its not very subtle arrow exhaust. Doesn't that sound good? We've had the bing bong 2 minutes, which means I've got a couple of minutes extra because the fast boys are on the road, so top 20 go first and then we'll roll out. Quite calm, that seemed to work yesterday, so calm, hit the markers, tuck in, just try and smooth everything out. That is the plan. And look as far ahead as I can, get my visuals right. Link it all together. Right, let's have a go. The sun's bright, like really bright. It's up towards Ballagary, up the Ballahutchin, and just like, it's not that bad yet, but it's getting lower, so it's going to get even worse for the next session. So it's bad up there, bad like Appledene, Gorsley, all the places where you want to be really, really fast and you can trim quite a bit of time on. I'm just rolling it because if you miss your turn point down there, it's not going to be very good. So yeah, rolled it a little bit more second lap. Back of the bike's a bit too hard. If you're on the gas and it goes over the centre line, over the white line, the centre of the road, it spins quite a lot and kicks a bit more than I want. So tomorrow we'll make some adjustments for that. I've warned Martin already about the sun because it is getting really low. We just had a little bing bong message. There'll be a couple of minutes delay because they're sweeping up some oil somewhere after the bottom of Bagara, so it's possible somebody's gone through a sump when the bike's bottomed out. And I was just telling Matt and Rob, for last year they took out the little lip that like kicked you into the bottom of Bagara, and they literally resurfaced like 6 foot of road and just took a little kick out, and it means you can go into the bottom of Bagara loads faster than you ever used to. And now you can, like, it's almost just a kink. So it's like flat in fifth down the hill, and like just before you turn in, you just roll the throttle off, flick it on its side a little bit, bang the throttle back open, and you like launch yourself past, like 2 foot past a bungalow on your left, like a cottage, and then you sort of smash the bike into the floor and you're out towards the curb on the outside. You go, ooh, every lap you go, go faster, and then you flick it through there and you, ooh, it's exciting. We've had another bing bong message. Apparently the oil slick at the bottom of Bagara is significant, and they're going to have to send like a road sweeper thing out to actually wash the circuit. And so because of that, the little bikes, the twins and the 600s aren't going to get a run out tonight, which for me isn't, it's disappointing, but I'm so happy with the twin anyway that we were just testing other stuff. So it's disappointing, but that's what it is. But for Martin, that's going to be annoying because he hasn't had a run out tonight, and we've been sat around in perfect weather all day. So,
well, I just said to Matt, I'm not actually that annoyed because you can't really take risks around here, can you? So, the sun's, everybody's come in. John McGuinness came in, and the first thing he said when he took his helmet off, just so they said, you can't see a thing. So, that's one thing. And then if there's an oil spill for 400, 500 metres, a kilometre, if they can't clean it up, can they? I'd rather come back tomorrow than not.
Than risk it.
Yeah, so. But just means Dave had more laps, so if he goes quicker than me, it's not fair, it's cheating.
It's disappointing, but there's this weird thing where in your head, because it's, you get nervous and you get a bit stressed, you get wound up. When somebody says you're not going, part of you goes, oh, that's actually fine, yeah, I don't mind, because there's a relief that you're not going out. And it's a weird conundrum sort of thing that you want to go out, and when you're out there you love it. There is nothing better than going absolutely flat stick on a motorbike between the trees out here. Trust me, doesn't matter what you've done in life, this is better. It is just amazing, which is why we keep turning up and doing it. But there is also that little bit when somebody goes, bing bong, it's cancelled, you go, oh, that's fine, yeah, I can just, and all the pressure disappears. You go, oh, just chill out, and then of course it just starts bit by bit building up tomorrow, and overnight you'll think about it, and yeah, it's the odd conundrum. You want to go out, you're kind of relieved when they tell you you can't. What's your thoughts on when they do a bing bong, it's cancelled for an evening?
Oh, we're just discussing, you know, it's frustration, especially any time in practice week. You know, you only get a handful of opportunities to get out on course, and they all count. They count a lot. So a huge sense of disappointment, and also generally a minor sense of relief. You know, you want to back down thinking, well, at least I didn't have to endure the stress and the risk and the danger of what you're going to put yourself through out on course as well. But at the end of the day, right now, it'd be an overwhelming feeling of disappointment, and also each day you get closer to going out, you know, more and more pressure, because you're lacking that opportunity to get that bike set up for the first race.
So a few years after you've raced around here, but you still keep coming back?
I always will, you know. I mean, I've got a job to do now with the commentary team, which is great. I feel privileged to get that opportunity to share knowledge and still experience the excitement and get behind the scenes, if you like. But if I wasn't doing that, I'd be sitting on a hedge somewhere, probably relaxing with a beer, just watching the other riders out there still just doing something that still blows my mind, even though I've done it myself, you know.
Cheers, Cam.
No worries.
While Rob is diligently outside cleaning the flies off my bike and doing general prep, Franco is preparing to poison us, and I'm looking at some data. I'm trying to look at the rear shock travel, which is the yellow line, and I'm trying to see if, when I open the throttle, whether we've got enough anti-squat to support the bike, because basically at the moment when I open the throttle, especially over the crest in the road, the bike moves a lot, and I'm just trying to work, if we've got too much anti-squat, it's probably spinning and kicking, and then it's making it unstable. Or if it's not got enough anti-squat, the bike's sitting down on the shock and wallowing, and then that lifts the front of the bike up because you lose on geometry and the bike isn't brilliant. If you've got too much, it wheelies and the bike isn't brilliant, so you're trying to get in the middle. But the issue with trying to do this here, the dark blue line I'm looking at is my throttle application. So like here, where I'm adding quite a lot of throttle in, you get quite a lot of rear shock movement. But there's also a lot of bumps here, because where the throttle's relatively smooth, I'd expect to see a relatively flat line on the shock travel. But because it's a road, you don't get that. So I'm just up and down, just rolling the throttle a bit, but the shock travel is considerably more significant than the throttle adjustment, which tells me it's probably going over the centre of the road or something, or just over the bumps. And so trying to work out what the rear shock's doing with, for example, anti-squat, is almost impossible because the road's so bumpy. Right, I've changed tactics slightly. And instead of looking at corner exits, because they're all bumpy, I'm now looking at Sulby Straight. So this is the throttle trace down Sulby, or down a bit of Sulby Straight, so that's why it's mostly flat. And you can see this is the bumpy section of Sulby Straight, and then we get onto the relatively flat new tarmac, which is lovely to ride on. And so my average shock travel here is around 15 millimetres, but the measurement is slightly odd because you can't actually zero it. So I know 50 millimetres is actually quite close to being topped out, or it's quite high, because in pit lane, literally riding through pit lane on the limiter is about 17 mil. And so that tells me, if we're around this area, we've got similar shock travel flat on the throttle down Sulby Straight that we have riding through pit lane, which is almost where your sag settings are. So I think we're probably a little bit too much anti-squat. We could probably do with it just sitting a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of preload out of it first, and that hopefully will make it a little bit nicer on the bumps and bits, and I might also take a mil out of the Rideite. Welcome back to another sunny day on the Isle of Man. It is Wednesday, and really TT is only training for the longest day challenge. And you might be wondering what that is if you've not watched the longest day challenge videos. So 10 days after I get back from TT, on the longest day of the year, the 21st of June, I am going to be riding from Land's End to John O'Groats in a day with no motorways on a £300 Honda DeVille. But it is for a good cause. We're doing it for Cancer Research UK. It's an excellent cause. Cancer, let's face it, affects so many people that the more we can do to reduce the amount of cancer and research against it and all the rest of it, the better. So I have a collection bucket outside my awning at the bottom of the paddock There is also going to be a collection bucket at James Hillier's OMG awning at the top of the paddock, and if you're walking past, chuck some money in, and I shall put a link up in the corner so you can pay me from home, which would be lovely. So James, thank you very much for letting me put one of my charity buckets in with your setup. I can tell you're jealous of my £300 Honda DeVille.
There is an element of jealousy. Yeah, I don't know about the bike so much, but the whole prep and I don't know if anyone's ever been jealous of a Honda. But DeVille. Yeah, I don't know, but I've watched your video and but I'm envying you, like the whole process and preparation and oddly the struggle you're going to go through. But yeah, I mean, funnily we spoke about that a lot more on the boat on the way over, didn't we? Than we did about anything to do with TT or anything. So,
well, the TT is only warm up for the longest day challenge.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's good training and 6 laps around here. I think you should put you in good stead. But your trip's going to be tougher, I think, than a 6 lap senior.
You've done John O'Groats to Land's End before on a C90.
Yeah, one go, yeah. But I use motorway, but it's on a C90, so I don't know technically if that's cheating. I mean, it wasn't hard. We left at 2 a.m. and I think we were around 9. It was an element of fun and enjoyment, like the whole bike prep and planning tanks and figure out mileages and distances we could go and where we could stop to refuel and stuff. So it's all like sort of enjoyable until you actually come to do it, you know. Well, the first couple of hours will be all right, and then it will just be hell, won't it, and just get worse and worse. So, yeah, fair play.
So what you said is it's going to be even worse than the Dakar?
Parts, probably, yeah. I think, you know, because I wasn't, that was a long way, but it was broken down over periods of time. So you've got to do a lot in a short space of time. So, good luck.
Cheers, James.
All right, thank you. I'll be watching.
So now I've got rid of all my charity buckets, we're down to the serious thing of trying to go faster on motorbikes. I am blessed with a brilliant selection of people around me, and they are all up doing scrutineering and stuff and getting the bikes ready up in the scrut bay. So I just like to sometimes sit down, do an onboard, get my eye in a little bit, and there's a couple of places that I know I can go better, especially the 13th, so I can look at the line through there 2 or 3 times, and then yeah, just get myself geared up for it really. Yeah, feeling good about tonight. I'm happy so far with progress. Made a little change to the big bike. So again, just going to try the nice calm approach, chip away at it, hit my markers, get the throttle open, just enjoy myself riding around the sunshine. Can't be bad. As it's nice and sunny, and what happens is the sun gets onto the fuel tank, the fuel in the tank expands, and if you're not careful, it pushes a little bit of fuel out into your overflow bottle, and obviously you just don't have as much fuel in the tank. But luckily, Speedycom have lent us this awesome sort of reflective blanket thing, so it's not just a bit of tin foil, this is proper engineering. There's like a carbon fibre reinforcement layer, some proper thermal stuff under there. So that's quite a trick. If you want one, they're available from Speedycom, and thanks to Ian for loaning us that, so that helps. And in a minute, Rob's just going to finish doing his makeup and put some fuel in the bike. So while Rob and the boys do the last little checks, top up the last bit of fuel, do the tyre pressures and bits.
Sorry, Dave.
Dean Harrison, the tinker. Anyway, can't really argue if Dean's in my way, can I? So I'm just doing a few stretches. So I'm down here stretching me insides of my thighs out, and then I'll do some forward foldy yoga-y stuff to stretch the back of my legs out. Cheers, Franco. It's his birthday today, so he's got going off to spectate. Yeah, do a few stretches, especially with my legs. Do a little bit with my arms, but most of my legs because I'm quite active on the bike. And then yeah, should be a bit comfortable. The last thing you want is cramp while you're riding around this place. Jay, I can't help noticing somebody's been graffitiing your shirt.
Hey, I do it every year. The legends are signing this shirt. I've got Ian Hutchison, I've got Dean Harrison, I've got the guy on the other side of the camera, Mr. Dave himself. I mean, check it out. By the end of the week, it's going to be loaded. Memories, that's what it's all about.
So, BSB rider and, to be fair, channel regular, Josh Owens. So when you're not riding your BSB bike, you're at Northwest Spannering and now you're spannering at TT.
I I wouldn't quite call spanner it. That's them, that's them boys over there. I'm the T-boy and chief runner, basically. My mate Ernie, we're like that now.
So what do you think to TT compared to Northwest?
Different, isn't it? A lot more to learn, a lot more to take on. It's wider than what I thought it was going to be. Some places are obviously tight, but yeah, the thing is just learning it is the big thing, innit? I'd imagine, I can see the thrill though. I really can see why you keep coming back and why everyone else here keeps coming back. I would love nothing better to be able to be mature enough to go out on a closed road, but I feel like I'm too young and dumb to be able to do that at the minute, so maybe in a couple of years, I don't know, but it's definitely it's an impressive place, innit? It's awesome. There's no other. I've only done 2 laps in a car, but I can imagine it'd just be absolutely incredible to do a lap on a bike.
All right, he's suiting up right now. He's getting ready. They just called number 21 to 40. He's 39, so he's up. Pulling off the tire warmers. Got the tires nice and sticky. All right, he's off, number 39.
So Dave's just come in, 2 laps on the big bike, 3rd night of practice, weather's lovely. Go on, boy. 120.9 second lap. That'll do, won't it?
Yeah, that will do. Yeah.
Can we pack up and go home now, please?
No, we've got Twins to ride yet. Yeah, went out, set the bike a little bit softer today, and it's just loads better. It just tracks lines better, doesn't spin as much, just nice, it's smoother to ride, so I can just keep the throttle open more, and I wasn't rushing my entries. In places I was actually rolling off earlier than normal and just making sure I hit my markers and got the throttle open, and just, it was smooth.
You look like you got a bit of sweat on though, boy.
It is quite warm.
You only sat on a bike riding, really.
Yeah, that felt like man and machine in harmony. I was just, that weird thing where I was cruising and it's fast, and that's how it works around here.
Well done,
Yeah.
boy. Well done.
Tell you what, the sun's a bit low, but yeah, it's a while since I've been over 120 laps.
You're
Yeah,
happy.
I am happy. Right, got a few minutes before the next session. I can chill for a few, have a drink, get on the twin. The sun's going to be low, so it probably ain't going to be great for lap times, but I just want to see what the changes are like, and I'm just going to enjoy this. That was pretty good. Yeah, mega happy with the improvement in the big bike. Really pissed me back over 120. I know it's only a number, but it's just nice to get through that. And then went out on the twin, wasn't particularly pushing a few of my markers, who were a bit big bike-ish for the first lap. Second lap, the thing just rides so nice. But with no tailwind, we could get where we're going to, short on the gearing. But lovely, absolutely lovely. A perfect night out around the Isle of Man. Yeah, we are happy. Martin got 2 laps on his 600, 112.5-ish official, but if you actually work out where they short lap you and the time difference is actually realistically 114. And he got on TV with Michael Dunlop behind him, so he's a lucky boy. Right, I'm going to take my leathers off because they're kind of sweaty, have myself a recovery drink and chillax a bit. Might even celebrate Franco's birthday with him, briefly, before I go to sleep.
Michael Dunlop came past me out of Joey's, helicopter was up the top, I was driving along just behind him, thought just tuck in, the bike's not slow, I was stuck behind him for like up the mountain mile, and then as soon as I got to corners he just disappeared, but no, it was good, it was good. One of those moments where you think this is just weird, like Dunlop past you, up the mountain mile, it's great, isn't it?
So it's halfway through practice week and it is so far going perfectly. So that'll do. We'll see you tomorrow. Right, so today was relatively chilled because we got the bikes back last night. Rob, being the absolute star that he is, got the BM almost finished last night. and you know, there was plenty of time today. So this afternoon I decided, right, I'm going to go out in the van, do a lap with Martin, talk through a load of markers and stuff, and we got to the bungalow and the mountain was closed, so then we had to drive back down to Sulby, back around the course the wrong way. We did 3/4 of a lap in 2 hours, so was a little bit behind with prepping like food and drinks and stuff, but we're sorted. We are organised enough, and conveniently the sun is still beating down. Hello, Forrest.
Hi Dave.
It's Forrest, look.
Is this for YouTube?
Yes.
Nice. Do you want me to leave then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. See you.
You're wearing your necklace right now, like this. Drive straight out.
Always fun to see Forrest. Right, we've had the bing bong 5 minutes.
Making sure.
I'm quite calm again tonight because we did a decent lap yesterday. It's sort of the pressure's off because I don't have to bang in a qualifying lap. Now that'll get me on the grid. If I go a little bit faster, sorry, I've just got to go over here and punch Forrest. If I go a little bit faster, then that's great because we might get further up the grid. But I'm not going to worry about it because we've gone quick enough that we're going to be on the grid all right. So now I just get to go and enjoy riding around on the bike, really, which is a bit of a luxury when you have the best racetrack in the world and sunshine. Happy days. You can tell I'm not very good with technology, can't you? Right, so why are you laughing, Rob?
Because we've just done a whole interview with you as you've come back in after 4 laps to find that I hadn't switched the camera on. Well, I had, but then you dropped the microphone and it switched off. And apparently it's my fault because everything's my fault. Literally 5 minutes of listening to you waffle on, now I'm going to have to listen to it all again.
Right, so we'll redo that interview, but this time I'm not going to waffle as much because I was waffling. Yeah, four laps. A few yellow flags have been through, whoever's hopefully fallen off is okay. Yeah, I enjoyed riding round. The sun was getting low, especially the last couple of laps, so they weren't as good because I was rolling a lot for the daylight and bits. But I'm happy with the bike. And then there's a few areas I just wanted to hit some markers and stuff. So even though I didn't go quite as fast, I was still over 120. Even though I didn't go quite as fast tonight, it was good because it's building up my markers and building my technique. So then when we get a real good run tomorrow, we're going to be absolutely flying. Right, we've only been back a few minutes from the session and Rob is on the ball already getting the bike stripped down because tomorrow we've got an afternoon session, but it means we're scrutineering at 11 o'clock in the morning, so we don't want to be leaving stuff to do till the morning. Luckily, a lot of the work, we've had new brake pads today, bled the brakes, cleaned everything off down that end, oil and filtered it, and done a load of other like normal maintenance work today so that we don't have to do it tonight. So that speeds the job up quite a bit. So Rob is going to change rear tyre because we have got another one that we can use tomorrow. On that, I've been using the 2 compound, like the softer compound rear, basically through quali this year. Normally I have like the 6-lap tyre, but I've just bought some different tyres to do the 6-lappers. I bought hard compound ones for that, but I want to do the quali on the softer tyre because then it gives me a better quali position, and that's worth having. And in the Superstock races, those tyres will be absolutely fine. So basically we need to go through the bike, clean all the flies off it, clean inside the swinging arm, wheels, just a general look through everything to make sure nothing's rattling loose, nothing's coming undone. There's torque check stuff everywhere, so if anything is coming loose, any of the bolts and bits, we can see it without having to go around on the spanner and nip stuff up. We can just go around and it's a lot faster. So it's still going to take realistically a couple of hours. So Matt has ordered us some pizzas and Rob's going to have a late night. Right, just gone 10 o'clock. It is just getting dark outside, and both my bikes are ready for tomorrow. That just wants to coat of polish in the morning, and I've just got to clean the helmet and my leathers and prep visors and stuff. Twin's been ready all day, so we are looking good. Martin is literally doing the last little bits with his. That is it. Another good day out on the Isle of Man. See you tomorrow. another day, another walk to the Holden area, but today the sun is more up there and less over there because it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, well, just after 1 o'clock, because we get an afternoon session for Friday. It always used to be a standard evening session on a Friday, and by the time you finish riding your bikes it was 8:30 at night, and then Saturday race day it was a rush to get stuff turned around, so you always ended up working till midnight, and there was a lot of tired people on the grid, so they've changed the race schedule a little bit anyway, but they've also changed the practice schedule, so we actually get a little bit more track time today, so it's less rushed, and we get more prep time afterwards, so it's very sensible, and the sun's in a better place, and there's somebody behind me. Yeah, so the plan this afternoon is 2 laps on the twin first, and then 2 laps on the big bike. First couple of laps of the day done on the twin, and that is still an absolute little joy to ride. Yeah, it feels like you can take the mick with it a little bit, and it just means I'm not going into stuff fast enough, but just confidence inspiring, that little bike. It's bloody brilliant. But it has got a slight misfire when you're driving up the mountain, because when we mapped it, it was in considerably cooler weather, and I think now that it's quite warm, and as it's going up the mountain, obviously the air thins a little bit, and I think it's a little bit rich. So we'll chuck some plugs in it tomorrow, put it on the dyno and double check it, but yeah, it's ace that. So next few minutes we'll get on the big girl, and that'll be more work.
Last laps of qualifying for TD23. I think he's going to be happy. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm happy. This place is awesome. Yeah, just weirdly going out on the twin first smoothed me out and got my markers, and just the first lap was good. Got the lap timer going. First lap was good. So second lap I thought we could have a proper lap here. Just hit the markers, try and get the throttle open. There's so much rubber and everything everywhere because it's hot. It is cool. In the sunshine. Best tarmac in the world. Boom! Right, so back at the awning, leathers off, chilled a little bit, rehydrated a bit, and me and Jay are just discussing how great it is to be riding around on motorbikes in the sunshine and actually living life. Ain't that right, Jay?
Absolutely, and you know, you had a great day out there. You're safe. You're out of your race suit, and you get that feeling of just satisfaction because it was a great day. I mean, you can't beat that feeling. It's worth $1 million. Absolutely.
So that is it from a very good practice week. I might even argue the best practice week I've ever had. So thank you for watching, and join us again soon for the race week action.